Hola, gracias por sintonizar Multipodcast. Mi nombre es Kenia y espero poder llegar a tocar tu corazón, mente y espíritu a través de este tiempo que compartiremos juntos. Bendiciones. Hello everyone, thank you for tuning into the Multi-Podcast. I am very happy to be here with you guys once again. Okay. Today, I've decided to talk about a very important topic, something that can make people feel uncomfortable, but I strongly believe it's necessary to talk about this. And the reason why is because, especially nowadays, the way our society or our children, just in general, are growing up, I think it's very important to touch this topic. Now, this is a very serious topic. But it can be uncomfortable as well. So I'm going to try to, even though it's very serious, it's something serious to talk about, I'm going to try to break the ice, and not make this as uncomfortable or serious as it is, And yeah, this topic is sexual relationships. Yep. I know that many of you will be like, what? Are you crazy? Why are you even going to talk about this? I know as a teen, I know as a parent, it's very uncomfortable when you have questions and when your children or your teens have questions. But I also believe that it's really important that as parents, as adults, we talk about this with our teens. Because if we don't do it, somebody else will. And that person might not even be the right person to talk to them about this. They might give them wrong information. They might not even give them the right advice. So yes, parents, I know, I understand. It's difficult to talk about this. Yes, I know that as a teen, you have questions, but you just are so shy sometimes to ask the questions. It's just really important that we talk about this, especially, like I said, the way our youth is growing nowadays. And as a youth person, that obviously I was younger than I am right now. I was at that age as well, I'm not that old, of course, but I've been through it. I've experienced it. I know that when you're in high school, you have a lot of questions, and it can be very intimidating to ask those questions, to adults, to your parents, especially to your parents, because you never really know how they're going to react. And as parents, now that I'm a mom, it can also be very intimidating, or very nerve-wracking to touch such a topic like this with your child or with a youth person that that might have questions. But like I said, it's really, really important to touch this topic, to talk about it with them, And as youth, it's very important to ask questions. And today, I would like to dedicate this episode to all of you youth out there that are going through this and have questions. Yeah, don't be afraid to ask the questions. Do it for yourself, Do it to help out yourself. I know that schools do provide sex ed, but, sometimes I've been through it. I had that class. When you're in that situation, your friends are around you and you're like, I don't want to ask any questions. I'm very shy. I don't want my friends to know that I have questions about this. All that. You kind of just want to avoid being seen or being that person that raises their hand and then everybody turns to look at you and you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done this. But it's good. It's good to have questions. And you can also just talk to somebody, that you are confident talking to. Just send them a text, be like, hey, can we talk? Do you have time for me to talk with you? I have a couple questions. Like I said, I know sometimes you might feel uncomfortable talking to your parents, and I've been through that, and there's always somebody else. Like, there's always an adult that's responsible that can give you great answers. Now, as I've mentioned before, I am a believer in Christ, and therefore, my priority today will be to let you know the importance of waiting until marriage. And this applies, to non-Christians and Christians. Whether you believe there's a God or not, I strongly believe waiting until marriage is important. And as a person that was young, like I said, yes, I was young once. I did not wait until marriage. And I wasn't a believer in God as I am today. I cannot express to you, I really cannot tell you how much I regret not waiting until marriage. How I wish I could go back to when I was your age and wait. I wish somebody would have had that conversation with me about how important it is to wait until marriage. Now, I know the way you guys are growing nowadays, for you to hear wait until marriage, it's like, seriously, that's old school. But I'm serious, guys. You guys, it's really important for you to wait until marriage. I know that also that when you're young, it becomes such a pressure knowing, that you're still a virgin, that you start hearing your friends, oh yes, I'm not one anymore. They start bragging about it, they start asking you questions that make you feel uncomfortable, and you're just like, am I really doing the right thing? Should I really wait? And you start feeling pressured by all those questions, by your friends, by what's going around you. Because I know that at that age, mostly everybody is talking about it and is saying that they're no longer one, that if you are, then you're a loser or whatever. And I know it can be very uncomfortable, and the pressure can be really intense. But I just want to let you know, don't feel that you have to do it just because your friends already did, just because the people around you already did. Don't feel like you have to be doing what other people are doing. It's so easy nowadays to see the bad as good and the good as bad. Nowadays, if you tell somebody, you know what, I'm still a virgin, they're gonna say, oh my God, that's awful. When in reality, that's good. You should be proud of yourself. Doing the right thing is not of a loser. It's of a really responsible person that knows what they're doing. Plus it's your body. It's your decision. It's your choice. If you don't feel comfortable, if you don't feel like you're at that moment, why do you have to do things that others are doing? And as teenagers, sadly, we tend to let others decide for us. We tend to let others tell us what to do, or we tend to let other people's actions reflect on us, and we end up doing things that we don't even feel comfortable doing because we want to fit in so bad that we end up making the wrong choices, and later on we end up regretting the choices that we made. And sometimes we don't even realize that letting that pressure get to us, can really force us to lose self-respect. We end up losing respect for our bodies, for ourselves, because we end up doing things that others are doing just because they think they're cool, losing their virginity at, I don't know, 13, 14, 15. But no, you got to remember, that's not the right choice, That's not the right thing to do. To those people that think you're a loser if you're still a virgin, That's not how it is. And like I said, sadly, I fell into peer pressure. I fell into all that. I didn't know what I was doing. I made decisions that I regret so much, you know? I remember that as a teenager, I was trying so hard to fit in with people, with society, with my friends. I was trying so hard to not be the loser. When I decided to make those choices without even realizing that I ended up being the loser, you know? I ended up being worse than how I was. All because I decided that I wanted to fit in. I decided that I wanted to be cool, quote, quote, that I wanted to be like them and make dumb choices like they did. So I'm telling you from advice, I'm from experience, sorry. I'm telling you from experience that don't follow the crowd. Be you. Do what you feel comfortable doing, you know? Don't just do it because other people are doing it and being dumb. And they're saying that if you don't, then you're a loser or whatever, you know? Don't listen to those people because, like I said, at the end of the day, it's your body. Don't be like me and fall into that pressure. And sometimes we fall into into that peer pressure, like I was talking with my husband previously on the other episode. You know, we let that peer pressure get to us sometimes, that we end up doing things that we really regret later on. You know, I really thank God because He protected me throughout my teen years, you know, when I was making the wrong decisions. Um, but there's other people that are less fortunate, you know. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of people getting um, AIDS, getting all those diseases that are out there, sexually transmitted diseases, you know. And I'm pretty sure none of you would want that for you, like for your body, for your family, because it can affect your family members, especially your parents, you know. If you have brothers or sisters, think about how you're going to affect their lives. You know, you can really, really hurt the people you love so much by making the wrong decisions. And I know you're going to be like, well, that's something natural, you know, that our bodies were meant for, you know, that yes, yes, it is, but it's meant for that purpose and for the right time and for the right person. You know, it's not meant for you to be irresponsible, you know, and unfortunately as teens, we tend to be very how do I say it? Very irresponsible. That's the word I was looking for. So now that I'm older, you know, now that I've been able to comprehend the importance, and I really wish, you know, the importance of waiting. I really wish I could go back, you know, like I said, to the young me, to the young Kenya, and be like, you know what, you need to wait, you know. But I can't. Unfortunately, I can't. And that's very sad. Yes, it is. But that's why I'm here today. You know, I'm here today to talk to you guys about this, to be able to give you guys advice, to let you guys know that you guys can wait. You know, there's no rush. You know, there's nothing wrong in waiting. You know, don't worry about what others think about you. Don't worry about what other people have to say about you or how they're going to judge you if they find out that you're still a virgin. Don't worry about them because at the end of the day, it's your body, it's your decision. And like I said, you're not a loser. Okay? You're not a loser if you still are. You're not a loser for waiting until marriage. Let people think whatever they want. And like I said, all I got to say to those people is conserve yourself, you know, conserve yourself for that person that will one day come into your life and value you so much that you'll be like, you know what, this is the person I want to get married with, you know, this is the person that I want to be able to experience this with, you know, but obviously after marriage, of course. And if that person loves you enough, they're gonna ask you to marry them before that, and they're gonna respect you, you know. They're gonna ask you to marry them, instead of asking you to, oh yes, can you please prove that you love me by doing this with me. No. Uh-uh. No. But if they come to you and they're like, oh yeah, if you love me, you're gonna do it with me. If you love me, you're gonna prove to me that you love me by doing this with me. Uh-uh. No. That's not love. All that person is gonna do is use you and leave. That's not a person that's going to take you seriously, because they're not taking you seriously from the beginning. Coming at you with that question, come on, be a little bit more mature. Respect yourself, respect your body, respect who you are, and just get away from that people. Like I said, respecting yourself, your body, even your family is worth much more, than someone who might not even marry you. You're gonna end up doing it, and you're not gonna marry them, and they're just gonna leave you, and you're gonna be hurt. You're gonna be really hurt. So don't even worry about it. Don't even stress about it. Your friends come at you and they're like, oh my god, you're such a loser for still being that, they're not even your friends. People judging you like that are so-called your friends, they're not your friends. So start finding people that support you. Start finding people that are okay with you being who you are, that respect you like you are. Just avoid people that think that they're cool just because they're no longer virgins, that they're cool because, oh, look at me, I already made a mistake in my life. And they want you to make that mistake in your life as well. Don't listen to them. Just like I said, my biggest advice to you guys, to the youth out there, is know how much you're worth. Value yourself. Come on. Don't let others, make you feel bad, feel less, because you're not making the same mistakes they're doing. Know how much you're worth. Know your value. But of course, I know we are humans, and I know some of you are gonna be like, Kenya, I'm not gonna wait. It's my body. I've decided, I'm not waiting. I'm I'm with the person that I love, and I'm gonna be with them, because they love me. Well, I can only advise you to protect yourself, you know, to inform yourself before you take any decisions. Um, but most importantly, to make sure that that is the person that you really want, that is the decision you really want to make. And if you end up deciding that that is the route that you want to go, just protect yourself. There is places that you can get information from. Your doctors can provide you information. I know it's confidential. Anything that you say to your doctor, any questions that you have, any things that you ask them to provide you with, they can't tell your parents. All that is confidential. So there's ways to stay protected. There's birth control, um, condoms, pills, you name it, use it. Um, unless you feel like you're mature enough, which I honestly wasn't, and which I'm pretty sure you're not either, or I could be wrong, but unless you feel like you're mature enough to take care of a child, like I said, which I don't think you really are ready to do, then protect yourself. Look for information, ask questions, and just tell that other person to do the same. Also, something very important that I want to let you guys know, whether you're a girl or a guy, never do it because you feel threatened, by your partner. Um, if they love you, they're gonna wait for you. Never do it because they tell you, I'm gonna leave you if you don't prove me that you love me. Don't do it, because that's a huge red flag. That person does not love you, and the minute you do it with them, they're gonna leave you. Because if they're already coming up with you at you with those type of things, that's not a safe relationship, and that's not somebody that actually does love you. And to all my parents out there, I know this is not easy for you guys, or maybe it is. I honestly don't know. As a parent, as an older sister, I know it can be very intimidating when young people come at you with those questions, and I know that it can be very hard for you to maybe talk to your children about it. But like I said, we're living in a society where if you don't teach your child something, they're going to eventually learn it outside of your house, and it can be the wrong thing, it can be wrong information that is not even going to help them but make things worse. So honestly, I strongly recommend to you, as a parent, as an older brother or sister, or as a person in charge of youth people, to really, really touch topics with them like this. Because if we don't do it, the world is going to teach our youth people, our children, ways that are not right, things that are not right, and we don't want to end up regretting things later on because we didn't take that step to talk to them about it. You got to remember that, we were young, we had questions, we all have been through the same. Parents, I'm pretty sure you remember when you started growing up and you started having those questions, and how you maybe had somebody to explain to you all those things, or if you didn't have somebody to explain to you those things, how you felt, how you would have wished that somebody was there for you. And just be open, don't, if your child comes at you with a question like that, or your teen, don't go all crazy, you know don't shut the door on them, like don't shut them close. Don't tell them, don't ask me that again. don't um don't think that they're doing something just because they're asking you. They have questions, we had questions. Ask them why they're asking you. Be patient, be open about things. Don't sugarcoat things that don't need to be sugarcoated. Be honest. um, Let them know that there's consequences to those type of actions. Help them look for information online on all the sexually transmitted diseases that they're out there, and how to prevent those things. And youth, if you have questions, I strongly suggest that you go online, type all the questions you have. There's also information online, like I said, your doctors, there's places you can go to that will provide you information. So don't think that there's nothing out there. If you guys have questions, ask. And feel free to also ask me. You can always send me a message, send me a text, send me an email. I'm open to help others. I've been through it. I know how you feel. So don't be afraid to ask questions. For those parents that are believers like me, I know it's not easy, and I know you wish your son or daughter or your youth person will wait till marriage. And I strongly suggest you start talking to them about it. Let them know why you know it's important to wait until marriage. And it is important, you guys, because when you get to marry that person, you want to give them the best of you. You want to give them your everything, and it's very important for you guys to conserve yourself for them. So if you are still a virgin, whether you're a boy, whether you're a girl, all I want to do for you today is I cannot explain how knowing that you conserved yourself, that you know how much you're worth, makes me happy. Who cares what others got to say about you? Who cares if they think you're a loser? They're the losers. Who cares if people judge you? People are always going to judge you about anything. Whether you do it or you don't, they're going to judge you. So make the right decisions, not the wrong ones. Make the right decisions. Value yourself, value your future husband or wife, value your family, and don't let the pressure get to you. Now, before I finish this, I'd like to read to you guys a verse. And it says, "To the unmarried and the widows, I say that it is good for them to remain single, as I am. But if they cannot exercise self-control, they should marry, for it is better to marry than to burn with passion." And this is from 1 Corinthians 7:8-9. So remember, guys, value yourself, value who you are, and who cares what others got to say about you? As long as you feel comfortable, as long as you love yourself, that's good for you guys. And, for all of you guys that are out there, like I said, and are still respecting yourself and are still valuing yourself, always remember that, because there's somebody out there called Kenya supporting you guys. Okay? So God bless you guys. I am very happy to have been here with you guys today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. And yeah, God bless you all. Thank you for tuning into the Multi Podcast.